What's up, YouTube? It's been a while since my last video, and I thought I would make one thanks to the recent price increases of silver, gold, and platinum. It's been a very nice padding to the purchases that I made in the past, and what you're seeing is one of them. Last year, after the Bitcoin boom, I decided to make this purchase and cashed out a bit of Bitcoin, and thankfully that worked out. Also, another one of the reasons why I made this purchase was just because I don't really trust the economy or where our current administration is taking us. And that turned out to be a good decision because we can see that gold has increased substantially along with other precious metals. So that said, I do want to give a shout out and throw an apology to Silver Bean Counter, because I might have come off a bit confrontational when I didn't mean to. We're always entitled to our opinions, and I guess I just came off a little bit too aggressive, and I do apologize for that. But it really does pain me to see where we're going. I'm sure people will disagree with me on the direction of where the country and economy and the world is heading, but I made this decision a long time ago. I believe I had some foresight, enough to the point where I made these purchases, and ultimately they proved profitable. So whether right or wrong, it still proved profitable. Moving on, for this purchase, I decided to go with gold buffaloes. I still purchase gold eagles and other pieces so that I have a good variety. So should I decide to travel to other countries, which I regularly do, I have some gold that I can convert into local currency, some of which you'll see later in this video. And of course, I do have some collectible pieces that I just like in general. Fortunately, all those collectible pieces that I did purchase back then are all profitable now, so the premium has all been wiped out and it's now covered by spot and under spot. And it's quite amazing to see gold reach up to $1,550, even though it's hovering about 1508 right now. It's still very nice to see that gold is over the $1,500 mark. Over the years, my stacking strategy has definitely changed, and I focus more now a lot on bullion coins that are readily acceptable and easy to sell, because moving premium coins is a bit of a pain when you need to move them. So I decided to focus a lot more on gold buffaloes because they follow the 4.9 fine gold standard internationally and is more widely acceptable than the gold eagle. I have some gold eagles in the collection, and most likely I'll keep them just because they're readily recognizable in the US, but for international travel, it's not so great. They're not as widely accepted, and I went to Asia, asked about it, and didn't get a positive response, so I ended up picking up some local gold where it's 96.5, and they don't accept anything lower than that, but they do purchase gold higher than that, which is 4.9 fine standard. The remaining pieces you're about to see are also purchased in 2018, last year, after the Bitcoin boom, before I got laid off, before I started a new job, before I moved, and ultimately I left them where I was staying because I didn't feel the need to take them. So now I have different caches in different cities, and that's just how I do it. I leave some in different parts of the country in the US, and I also have some internationally, so that way I always have a place to go and I can always get started no matter what. Now, it might be a little excessive, but that's just me. When I go somewhere, I don't need to really bring much. I just bring a backpack and I'm good. In terms of what else has been happening in my life, I've been very fortunate and very blessed to have recovered from my illness. I was able to get a new job, and since then, last month, another company decided to acquire us, and I was very fortunate to get a piece of that. So now I just have to stay and work for a few years before I get the payout, and I'm very, very, very thankful for everything that's happened. It was a change that was necessary, and also I'm glad that I was rewarded by diversifying into different areas because at the time it was really tough. I was really sick. I didn't know what I was doing or what I was gonna do. I didn't know why I was doing it. I was just traveling the world for a while and just trying to figure things out and get better, not stress as much about things. I think in society today, we worry too much about the paper chase, and it really affects our overall health and mentality because it really is stressful. So I focused a significant amount of time on my health, and also when I got the new job, I focused a lot on getting up to speed with the new technology. I mean, it's still not the best for the health, but I was able to balance my time a little bit better and also drop some additional weight because now I'm in a much better physical and mental standpoint than I was a year ago. So where do we go from here? Well, from my point of view, it's still a lot more of the same. Focus on your health because health is real wealth, and then the rest will fall in naturally as long as you budget and carefully plan your next moves. For me, I haven't made a purchase since gold started moving past 1400, and I don't have any intention to for the time being. I probably will put some additional cash away if there is a dip. It hasn't really happened yet, so right now I'm just keeping my eye on things. I'm not making any serious moves. I'm just holding steady and then keeping an eye out for opportunities. I'll share with you the next opportunity that I'm thinking of, which is why I made this purchase to begin with. So ultimately, I think the administration won't do a great job with the economy, and overall the world economy isn't going to do so good, but it'll eventually recover. So when this economy does go down, and ultimately it will go down at some point because we're due for that in the cycle, and I think this current administration is accelerating that, well, that's when I'll cash these out and make a purchase of lands or some other type of long-term assets, or just keep it as is. I definitely don't think it's the end of America. I just think that overall there's going to be some chaos, and one of my mantras is there's always opportunity in chaos during the rebuilding phase. The only real pain in the ass is that I'll probably have to fly all over the place to collect these and to cash them out when the time comes. But, that in itself is kind of cool because, you're literally flying around trying to go pick up your geocaches. Currently, I'm still stacking Bitcoin, but at a much slower pace than before and a lot less dollar value. I'm still collecting rent, which is 6 months now and paying for itself at this point. I'm also developing my skills at work so that I can move up the ranks at this new company, and just in general trying to build different income streams. There are several signs that I'm looking at, in particular the Fed rate being cut, businesses cutting their guidance, real estate prices plateauing, and other things around the world that just generally are cause for concern. So be well, be prepared, and keep stacking. Thanks for watching.